So you said your grandfather got sprayed with mustard gas?
Yep.
Oh
Great
God.
great grandfather.
Great, great. So did he he survived it though, right? He didn't get shot down
Yep.
right afterward.
Yep. No.
Cool.
But it it messed with him for the rest of his life though.
Oh, of course. Did he have eye trouble and breathing issues?
Yep. Yep.
Wow. Oh man.
And one time I can tell you he was real they were shooting at some German position in the forest and they were reloading the artillery and the empty shell came down and hit him in the top of the head and
Oh
left
man.
this big dent in his head.
Oh gosh. So it kind of reminds me of what's that guy's name? Phineas Gage. Is that it? That's his
Hmm.
name? The railroad guy that had the railroad nail, or wasn't it? Went through his skull.
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow. I don't know why. I just thought that. I mean, it has nothing to do, but it had the same head issue, kind of.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
I assume it does. I don't know why the YouTube thing is saying that we're offline, but it's showing the green online thing. But I am recording everything that we're saying, starting with the mustard gas, so we can just go through that way because I don't know why it's saying offline. And
You're
then
trying to stream Spider-Man 2, was it?
yeah, and it says live stream offline, but the dot's green, which means on air. So let me see.
I hate issues.
Yeah,
So,
so do I. You can ask Joe. I always have issues with we'll get everything set up, and then when we actually go to do it, we'll do a million tests of something, and then it'll work then, and then once we actually go to do the thing online or whatever live stream, it'll just mess up entirely and it won't let us
yeah, yeah.
do it. As soon as we
I
stop
still
live stream, it works. So it's
I still
weird.
continue to have I still continue to have live stream issues with my PlayStation 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the
Like
only console I've never had
like
issues live streaming with.
I'll start a live stream. Must be I think it's my internet though, but I'll start a live stream like a few seconds later it'll stop.
Oh, what was it? Could be your internet, but then do you know what if you have AT&T or Verizon or
I think I have ATT.
that's weird
I'm
because
not sure.
AT&T's pretty good. They're really good,
I think
honestly. That's what we use.
I mean we're a Verizon family.
Oh
But we
man,
do have
Verizon's got
AT&T
fast
internet.
stuff though.
Oh yeah.
Verizon's
Oh yeah.
really fast. Their phones,
It's been real. My phone's been really good.
yeah.
It's Verizon.
So your iPhone is a Verizon iPhone?
Yep.
Wow.
iPhone SE, I think.
SE, is that the super small one you can hold in one hand?
And yeah, you can hold it in one hand.
Oh,
Now,
man.
everybody these days has that great big iPhone.
Yeah. So you have the
iPhone,
small
like,
one then.
6 Plus and the iPhone 7. And now the iPhone 8, I think.
They're at the 10 is the highest they've gone to, I think, right now. But the 8 is the for the people that can't afford the 10.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't see the point in spending $1,000 on a cell phone though.
I know, because my previous phone that I had was not an iPhone, it was this tiny little LG type prepaid phone, and it was not even $100 when I went to Walmart and bought it, and I only had to pay $30 a month for my minutes, so
Mhm.
that worked pretty good. Well, the phone isn't the most reliable thing ever. It worked.
Exactly. That's what I really care about. Is if it can do everything that I want it to do, which most phones today can. I mean, I don't know a phone
Yeah.
today that doesn't come with 1080p video and some kind of voice memo like yours has when you record your lines. If it can do that, I'm happy with it. I don't plan to
Yeah, yeah,
video edit on a phone because it's too anger inducing. I just need
yeah.
good
Mm.
microphone, good video, and be able to stream.
The one problem I had was the internet was way outdated. I needed to switch to an
Uh
iPhone or something. So, so my grandpa finally came up to me and asked me. Well, my grandmother was getting a new phone, and he asked me if I wanted her old one. So I couldn't just pass up the
yeah,
opportunity. So,
free phone.
yeah,
That's how I feel. A lot of people are like, well, it's not the one that came out this year. Well, it doesn't matter. A lot of people don't. They don't. They want the newest type of phone, but they don't understand how to use everything on it.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna sound like a jerk here, as the feminists call me, a misogynist. That, yeah. You can't tell me that these California guys and girls, um, that buy like the newest iPhone, and they're like, they have the Valley IQ. We're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like they act really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot tell me that they understand what an octo-core phone is or a 4-core phone. They want it just because it's advertised as being new, even though they don't know how to use the 4K video. They don't know how to use the slow motion or anything like that. I'm sure you know how to use your video camera, right? On
Oh
your
yeah, I've gotten pretty attuned to it now.
See, exactly. You understand it. We understand this stuff. It's everyone else that. It's like you shell out $1,000 on a phone, and you're just doing it to text and make phone calls.
Make a bigger deal out of it than it is.
Exactly. And there are people that go to the release date of the newest Galaxy or LG or iPhone, and they get in line, and then they kill the first person they see that walks out with it, and then they go to jail. It's just like
I had a smartphone, I think it was, for like a day or two, and I could not use that. I just don't know. It was complicated. So I prefer iPhone personally.
Yeah, I got the best of both worlds. I got a Samsung, a Motorola, not a Motorola, sorry, I got a Samsung Galaxy. I got I forget the name of this. It's a good phone. It's another Android. And then I've got, I did have an iPhone, but I got a Mac. So that's my little iPhone, because they're basically the exact same. Let's see. So the sun. Anyway, sorry for the people that were watching. I'm just messing around right now. We're trying to test this out. I don't think it's live, so I'm just recording, but this is just for people that are listening to us talk after I upload this video. We're flying around New York City, and we're looking at how it's basically just a little dome, and it's a turd in the toilet right here. Literally. Sorry for anyone that gets offended by the word turd. I don't know why. There's some parents that do. I know that my grandmother on my father's side, if you said anything like turd or poop or pee, she got offended by it, because she used the old-fashioned term like
my grandparents don't like that either. We're using crap.
That's how my grandmother is on my dad's side.
Especially if I use it like, oh crap,
It's like a cuss word to them, yeah? I got in so much trouble with my other grandma over that when I was younger. My grandma that Job and I both share, she doesn't really care.
Yep.
It's the grandma that I don't think Job's ever met that makes a big deal about it, because she's one of those super religious, and I'm lagging like a dog. But
I'm a very religious person too. Using those types of words never bothered me. Now, if I used an actual cuss word, I used to be big into language, but
I think everyone is now, honestly.
Controlled myself on that.
See, you're lucky. You're lucky. I've had bouts where I'll have like religious moments where I'm like, okay, I won't cuss for like 3 weeks straight, because I'll do like the devout, make an oath to the Lord, like they did in the Bible, where you promise not to do something for a set amount of time.
Yep.
And then I end up breaking oath when I play a game, and I die a million times on it because I'm terrible. I'm like, what the Bob? I try to replace the F word with Bob. It doesn't always work.
Obviously, God forgives sins. So.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
different religions handle the situation differently, I guess.
Yeah, Muslims, if you sin, they kill you.
Because my religion is Church of Christ.
Oh.
And
we have one of those down the street.
Yep, I'm Church of Christ. So I got baptized maybe 5 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah, there's this big religious feud going on that I'll never understand.
Oh. I know all the feuds. I've joined in on most of them probably. You have the Christians fighting the Muslims, and you have the Muslims fighting everyone. The Christians also fight the Baptists.
It even happens amongst Christian churches.
Yep.
Too.
Yep. You go to one, and they'll say the one down the street's wrong, and then you'll go to that one, and they'll say, well, they're wrong.
Exactly.
That's how
Exactly. Then we have that all over Hendersonville.
Yeah, and they even have the different denominations. I don't mean to offend anyone, so YouTube, please don't demonetize this video. We're not a part of this. Collin and I, we're not a part of this. But you have some Christian churches, I'm not kidding, that will say no black people allowed, no Mexicans allowed.
Yeah, exactly. I
The
mean, my
ones
church is pretty good with not doing that, but
I've been to a Southern Baptist one. Because my grandmother on my father's side used to be Southern Baptist. I don't know if she still
the
is.
only church service that I've ever attended that's not Church of Christ is Pentecostal, which singing and dancing for my taste. Although my church has singing, but not dance, and it's weird.
See, like, that's why I got annoyed. I see where you're coming from on that. I got annoyed by it's just, what is it, 35 minutes. There was one time I actually timed it because I brought a stopwatch because I got so bored and my mother got so mad. They sang for 46 minutes and then 10, like point 10, whatever the point after it said 10, point 10. And I'm like, what the heck? And here they are passing the plate. If I want to sing and dance, I can do that in the comfort of my own home.
Exactly. I mean, I get that the Bible does say that
Sing to me
have
a new song.
Yeah. I mean, my church has moments. Some days where it will be mostly singing or prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the dancing excluded from that, but my church just sings. They don't dance all over the place, like
Yeah.
But yeah, we have those moments where we would just stand there and sing songs for 40 minutes
Oh, man.
to an hour.
Yep.
Which I don't see the point in going to those services, though. That's
Me
all
either.
we do.
Me either.
I like our preacher is good. I like listening to his lessons,
Yeah.
He puts the Bible into perspective,
Yeah.
which I like.
What was it? Oh, you were talking about the Pentecostals before that.
Yep.
Pentecostals. There obviously are different denominations of Pentecostal. There are I think the majority of Pentecostals, they don't believe in the Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah, I believe that's the
Yeah,
main
yeah.
Pentecostals don't believe in the Trinity, and the main Pentecostals also believe that when you're baptized, you speak in tongues. You know that. Did you ever experience that when you went?
Yeah. No, but
I'm telling
see where
you,
you're going at.
I went to three different ones. There was the Reformed Pentecostal. There was just one that was called the Pentecostal Church of Christ, and then there was one that was just called Pentecostal on the sign outside. Because my dad used to church hop.
The one I went to was just Pentecostal. It wasn't like a Church of Christ or anything.
Okay. Then I went to one of those too. And every single one of them, when someone would be baptized, they would come out from this room that had a weird, had a little window that you couldn't see through, and it was a white light shining through it, and they'd go, blah, 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 blah. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. You can look it up on YouTube. Look it up on YouTube. Pentecostal baptism with speaking in tongues. And I was like, they were not kidding. Oh my goodness, it really does happen. And they said, what was it? The pastor came out and he had like curly hair. He's an old man, kind of like pepper and salt hair. And he's like, goes up to this Bible, this big old Bible, and gets this little, I don't know, a big pen with a feather on the end of it. And he is like, I am not kidding. I had such a hard time not laughing. And then finally my dad said, "We're leaving, son." And we left. They spoke in tongues. And I'm like, I don't think, I know that the Bible says speaking in tongues and everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
And I've been to a Baptist church before, but not for a service. I don't remember what I was there for.
Probably a cookout, maybe.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then I went, and then my cousin Bailey had her graduation, her high school graduation at the Baptist church. I do so believe.
Baptist. I know that they emphasize baptism, but I don't know too much else. I actually forgot. I haven't researched the different denominations in a while. Do you know anything additional about baptisms?
Well, I know their beliefs. they believe that once that once you are baptized, your sins are well it's hard to explain. I can't really.
Isn't like once saved, always saved?
Yeah, which is not true. You sin, you're still gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree
And
entirely.
then there are those other people who, every time they sin, they want to get rebaptized, which always drove me nuts.
I'm just like getting baptized every time you. Okay, I'm trying to think. There's a part in either the Gospels or Acts. It never mentions being baptized multiple times. It says after you're baptized, you can just call on His name, and if you change your ways, you can be forgiven. But I don't know where some of these. No offense to any Baptists that might be listening. Actually, I do intend to offend you. I don't understand where they pull some of this stuff out of besides their butt.
Yeah, exactly. It's all religion's a confusing subject.
Yes, you can interpret it different ways.
Yeah, everyone's got a different religion, which I do respect.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't understand it all, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's honestly, I think what is it? Joel Osteen. I think is he Southern Baptist? I don't know. He's from the South. But let me just say that to anyone that watches him, I don't know. Have you ever heard of Joel Osteen, Colin?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
He is, very famous millionaire. He might even be a billionaire for all I know. They don't make you write down your donations, because there's a lot of these mega churches like Billy Graham and the Church of Billy Graham and Joel Osteen's
Is Billy Graham the one that just died, or am I thinking?
Yeah, that's him.
Yep.
That's him.
Yep.
He had like billions of dollars, yet on their taxes they only have to write the amount that the church pays them, not puts into their separate bank accounts. So while they're putting on their taxes, I made $22,000 this year, they actually make way more than that if they have a mega church. They just don't have to write it off.
Yeah.
Joel Osteen, I think, only writes down like $35,000 a year, and he makes over, I think, $500 million a year because he has over 5,000 people that go to his church and donate. So, I'm very picky about people like that, like Billy Graham and Joel Osteen. Now, if you like them, you can like them, but they place their hope in money, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever see Billy Graham selling his 15 cars when he was alive. He had 15 cars and 2 airplanes and stuff like that. I'm like, the Bible doesn't say take my money and buy a private jet or buy 15 houses. What do you think about that?
Pretty sure the Bible would tell you to be wise with your money.
Exactly.
Because you'd be surprised how fast you can lose your money. I mean, I've been there.
See, he gets it.
1 week I'd have $200, and then within 2 weeks it's gone. That's happened.
See,
you gotta watch it.
See, he gets it right here. If you were to go in front of Joel Osteen, he's still alive, and if you were to tell him that, he'd probably he might do his little. He has this thing where when someone calls him out on things that he preaches that aren't true, he says, donate to me and God will give you treasure in heaven and stuff. The Bible doesn't say don't donate to Joel Osteen.
I have 2 Bibles right here on my dresser.
Is one of them a King James?
One of them's King James, one of them's NIV.
Oh man, high five! I have both those. I have both of them.
And neither one of these Bibles would say donate to Joel Osteen.
See, that's what I'm saying. You see all these televangelists. You have what is it? Charles Stanley. I like him. I'll admit.
Yeah, they're all interesting to listen to,
Yes.
Their points of view are out of whack.
Yes, they make you feel good, and then they ask you for money.
Yes.
That's how they get you. They're like, oh, don't worry, God will love you no matter what you do. And then they're like, by the way, donate to me, and God will love you even more. I'm not kidding. I've heard them say it.
To me, it seems kind of like bribery.
Yes.
If you ask me.
And that's a sin according to the law of Moses in the Bible.
Probably according to Jesus, too, I would believe.
Yeah, he says don't take bribes. That's what he says. And do not deceive. Do not have, what's that called? Itching ears is what he said. And then here they are. They're like, oh, well, don't worry. You can. Okay, I've got to ask you something. No, never mind. That would be for a different video. That's too controversial. Um, so anyway, what are your thoughts on your King James? Do you like it? Is it your favorite? Or do you like the NIV?
It's not my favorite. I use it. It's really useful. But I come from a family that believes that it's not the most accurate version of the Bible, which
Okay.
everyone is entitled to that opinion. But,
Yep.
Yeah. My NIV version I got from my uncle's dad, who actually just passed away in March of last year.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
He signed the Bible and gave it to me after my graduation. I keep all my documents in there all my history documents and stuff that I've ever written down. Put them in there. And, I'm personally now I've reserved to using my phone.
Yeah.
Which I have a Bible. I have the Bible app on there, and it sends me, and I read it every day because it sends me a devotional at 10 p.m. and a verse of the day at 12 p.m. And I add,
Yeah. I get it. Well, from what I've researched, the King James Version is pretty accurate. It's not, this is just from what I researched, it's not perfect because...
Yeah. I mean, no Bible's perfect, I guess.
Yeah. You have the people that say if you don't read the the King James Version, there are a lot of people online, you can Google it, and they'll say if you don't read the King James Version, then you're going to H-E-double-L, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on your phone, but you'll go down there to the fiery pit. There we go. And I honestly don't believe that because...
Absolutely. I mean, no Bible is completely accurate. I mean, to have all documented records of what happened 6,000 to 2,000 years ago is pretty hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not gonna happen. Like no one has records of everything that Jesus ever did.
Yeah. And also you made a good point. Also the fact that they want to say the King James is the holiest of holy perfect Bibles, yet Moses didn't write in English and the King James is written in English. Moses wrote in Hebrew.
I think a majority of the Bible was in fact written in Hebrew.
Yes, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek.
Fact.
I mean, you want to say that English that came out in, I think, what was it, 1455, I think, is when English started to be, I don't know how, but I know it was
become the language. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. That's long after Jesus. It's long after Moses. Really long after Moses. So you want to tell me that Moses went up to the mountain when God gave him the 10 Commandments and God wrote it in English? No.
No, he wrote it was in Hebrew.
Exactly.
I mean, Jesus didn't speak English either.
Exactly. Neither did the apostles. No one did.
To us, he probably would, but to them, back when he was alive, he spoke Hebrew.
Yeah.
I would think.
See, exactly. Hebrew and Aramaic. And that's what I tried to tell some King James people because they told me, oh, you're going to go down to the fiery pit when you die because you're speaking against the King James Version. And I said, show me one passage in the Bible where it says that Moses wrote in English. It says in Hebrew and Aramaic and the tongue of God is what it says, which means Hebrew because God spoke Hebrew back then. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he speaks all languages now. I have no idea. But I know for a fact that Moses said that he spoke Hebrew. So... And I think Moses might have spoken Egyptian too, right? Because he lived in Egypt for half of his life.
Moses, when he was a baby, if you remember, the Pharaoh gave the order to kill all Hebrew babies.
Yeah.
Newborn babies, and so his mother dumped him in the river, and he was found by the Pharaoh's daughter, and she ended up raising him as an Egyptian.
Yeah, so he would have known Hebrew, and because he was still a prophet of God, God came and talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
But like
burning bush.
Yeah, so he would have spoken both Hebrew and Egyptian. Mm-hmm. I think. I mean, I hope.
And then all the time, and then all that changed. All the tide changed. His whole allegiance to his Egyptian family all was broken when he killed that Egyptian who was harassing the Hebrew guy, the Hebrew whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible, I believe.
That is that's the common belief.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no one knows for sure, but
That's like, it's a common belief. Jesus even says in the Gospel of John, Moses wrote your law, and the law is the first 5 books.
mm-hmm.
But the issue that I had with it when I read it, and I want your opinion on it. It says in, what is it? I think Deuteronomy is the last one of the law, and it says,
Yep.
after 120 years, Moses looked over the hill and saw the holy city of Jerusalem, and then he died.
He would not enter the land. It's God himself told him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't enter the promised land, and Joshua would take the place.
Yeah. So if it says that Moses saw the Holy Land and then died at the age of 120 before he entered, and it says literally Moses died or he died, it depends on your translation, then who wrote it? If Moses wrote it, then why does it say he died?
I don't know. Maybe it could have possibly been Joshua who finished it, or
See,
maybe
I like that.
Another prophet.
I like that, man. He's giving good explanations here, ladies.
All my money would be on Joshua, right, finishing it. Maybe Moses wrote the first parts of Deuteronomy, and then died, and then Joshua went and finished it.
He's giving explanations that people are gonna love. I'm not kidding. When I upload this, people are gonna love it. They're gonna say Collin gave really good answers.
Because Joshua is my answer, or he could have been one of Moses' aides or generals or whatever he had back then. Who knows?
See, okay, I got a question that also pertains to it, and I know we don't have long. We have 52 minutes until 1 here, and then 12 you.
Yep.
So the law, or as I should say, the 10 Commandments, says thou shalt not kill. But then there are also wars in the Bible that God tells people, kill, wipe out everyone. Don't leave their children, their daughters, their babies, their grandmothers, and stuff like that. Like, he just says kill everyone. So is it okay to kill if God tells you to?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it still wrong?
Oh, yeah, it's wrong. It's one of the laws of Moses. Well, technically God's law, but,
Yeah.
If you... In my opinion on killing, it's wrong, no matter how you do it or what you're doing it for. But if you do it to survive, I think I can respect that you are trying to live. Like you see in World War II. You think any of, or Vietnam? You think any of those? You think any of the soldiers who were sent to Vietnam wanted to kill?
No.
The enemy? Or when we dropped the atomic bomb, you think we wanted to do it? And absolutely not. But you do what you gotta do to end the war.
Yeah.
Or in the Bible's case, live, or however the Bible would put it. It's different with each translation. But
yeah. I get it.
I mean, it's not that anyone that agrees with the dropping of the bomb. It's not like we wanted it to happen, but just think of what would have happened if we didn't do it.
Yeah, it would have probably obliterated, or we'd be enslaved to the Asian countries.
Yeah, and think of what would happen if there was someone pointing a gun at you and shooting at you, and you didn't pull the trigger on him and kill him. Just think of what would have happened if you didn't choose to kill.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Now, I got 2 points to make for that awesome answer. Is one, like you said, someone's pointing a gun at you. You have 2 choices. Here's like, if you're religious, which I know you are, but anyone that's watching this, you can be forgiven after killing someone in most instances, but you cannot be forgiven if they kill you, because then you can't ask for it anymore. You're right there on judgment, and he's like, well, here's what you did, and here's what's going to happen to you. But if you kill someone to defend yourself, you can go to, church or wherever people worship and
Mm-hmm.
ask for forgiveness. Do it in your bedroom, on a religious holiday. Do it then,
Yeah.
and then hopefully over time. I mean, I don't know because I've never had to do that. Ask for forgiveness for killing someone.
Yeah.
But you can still beg for forgiveness. But if they kill
Yeah.
you, then it's just there. Your judgment's
It's
coming.
over.
Yep.
It's over. I mean, maybe God might have
Yeah.
forgiveness for you if you truly believe.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't know how many of you guys watching this are religious, but that's the Christian belief. No matter if you die killing someone or whatever, God's gonna forgive you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our belief. But, everyone. Some people just don't believe in the gospel or in the Bible at all.
Yeah.
Which is, I believe, the term for that is atheist. But
now, continuing with yours, let's imagine this. This is going to be something that you're very, very familiar with. If our army consisted of nothing but Sergeant Dosses.
we'd be done for.
Yeah. I'm sorry for laughing. I'm so sorry for laughing.
Yeah.
Your response was perfect.
Have you seen that movie, Hacksaw Ridge?
Yes, I have. I saw it with Job, and oh man,
Yeah,
we saw it.
remember,
I think when it came out in December.
I had quite a time convincing Job to take me to see that. I mean, it didn't take much, but one day I was over at his house. I used to do that when I came up to Indiana, but so Job and I were in a car doing something, and then I brought up Job. Hey, have you seen Hacksaw Ridge? He's like, no. So and then I'm like, we should go see it if we got nothing else to do. So we went and saw Hacksaw Ridge, and Job was moved by it.
Me too.
Yeah, look, because yes, after I saw it for the first time with my aunt took me, I think, and my grandfather took me. I did the research on Private Dawson. Of course, the movie's not completely accurate.
Yeah, there are parts.
Because Doss was too selfless to just, for one, in the movie when you see them lowering him from the bridge on the stretcher bearer.
It didn't happen.
That's not accurate too, because he let someone else have the bearer.
Yeah.
Doss was too selfless to think about himself.
Yeah.
And he was a great man. If we had more people like him, I think we'd live in a better world.
Yeah.
Personally.
And also, like, back to that part, like you said. Sorry, I dropped my controller. Back to the part where you said that it's not entirely accurate. The part where he's being pulled out by the stretcher. Didn't happen on the day that the movie said. The movie made it seem like it all happened in like 2 to 3 days. I believe he actually was there for 3 weeks, right? Something around there.
Yep. Yep. And also the movie kind of makes it look like the only battle he actually fought in was Okinawa, which is not true.
He was in like 3 others, I think, right?
He was at Leyte. I forget the other one.
Me too. I looked up it a long time ago.
And actually, speaking of Leyte, my uncle was there at Leyte.
Oh wow! What did he do?
He was at Leyte Gulf.
Oh wow!
And I believe, yeah, his plane, the SB-2C Helldiver, would swoosh by the Japanese carriers, and he'd point the gun at the carrier deck and strafe the Japanese pilots on the deck.
Oh wow!
Prevent them from taking off. And he said it was pretty bad. But
it's more one of those things where it's either you serve or you get served later on by the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. And he didn't want to do it, but he did it.
Yeah. See, that's selflessness right there.
And it took a lot of bravery and storm Omaha Beach too. And it's not good business, but yeah.
Either do it or you lose your way of life.
Yeah, there are a lot of people out there probably watching this, and probably who will probably watch this video in the future anytime. who don't believe in violence, and
Yeah.
who don't believe in what America stands for. Some people probably who hate it. Um, well, I can tell you this right now that if it wasn't for America, who could possibly tell where we would be right now?
Yeah.
Um, that's a popular belief now, especially amongst Muslims and Arabs.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for America, because America, I have a book right here, which is The Last Man by Jeff Shara, who claims that America is the sole reason we won World War One.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically saying in the book that without America, where would we be? And I would tell you where. We would be enslaved by an enemy of the United States of America, quite possibly the Nazis.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know if that's a really proper word to use among social media platforms, especially YouTube and Facebook. But
it's not. Usually, I think Facebook, they make it to where half your friends can't see it if you post anything like Nazi or something like that.
No, that's probably why half my friends don't like my posts about the Nazis.
Yeah, because they can't see it. I don't like how Facebook does that.
I know.
Instagram, they delete your account if you do it too much.
I just had a friend who is, oddly enough, a moderator in my, which is basically police of my group that I'm in. We support the 45th president, who got put in Facebook jail, if you know what that is. Got put in Facebook jail for posting about the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
It's out of control.
I'm thinking, like, I see everywhere censorship is really invading our freedom of speech.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people out there who say they believe in this freedom of speech. Though, yeah, when someone like you or me makes an opinion, they are quick to throw it off and say, "Oh no, that's not right."
Yep.
And like, aren't you not the one that said that we have the freedom to believe what we're gonna believe?
Yeah. It's like, okay. Collin and I mentioned it earlier for anyone that's going to watch this in the future or now or whatever. What was it? We were talking about 9/11, and we were both very, we were very professional. We were very calm. We didn't call each other names. I didn't say, Collin, be quiet, you're wrong. He didn't say, Josh, shut up, you're being disrespectful or an idiot. We just had a civil conversation, and we just ended it there. We didn't...
Now, back in the 1940s and 50s, 60s, around that time period, everybody was like that,
Yeah.
Always calm. And if we went back to the... Job mentions this all the time. Going back to the 40s, we'd be in a much better world, which probably he's right.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't tell for sure, but, people today are too quick to judge, too quick to throw you off.
Yep, that's true.
It's a ridiculous world, especially in... I support President Donald Trump.
So do I.
Okay?
MAGA.
Especially since Trump took office, people are starting to take action with all this slander.
Yep.
And all this violence. And makes you wonder what our world is coming to.
Yeah.
Of course, if any of you who ever watched this don't support Donald Trump, I'm truly sorry about that, because,
Yeah, you can't, if you don't agree with what the television tells you, they don't want to hear what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched, what is it, Channel 8 is a news channel, Channel 12, Channel 59, and I don't know the other, we have like 3 or 4. We have, there's Danville News that I've watched a few times, and all they do is they some of them will outright say, oh, Donald Trump is terrible, I don't like what he's doing, you shouldn't like it either. CNN does that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna watch CNN. I'm gonna have kids one day, and I'm gonna say, kids, don't turn on CNN, just don't do it.
I agree, man.
'Cause I watch Fox News,
Yeah.
The O'Reilly Factor. I watched the O'Reilly Factor until the liberal media decided to
took over.
Yep.
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 I had that happen before, man. I'm telling you, if you're on the news, you can have your opinion. You shouldn't throw it on air. He
Yeah.
hasn't done anything wrong. Donald Trump
Like
has
that.
done nothing wrong.
Yeah. I mean, maybe in the past,
Yes.
maybe before he was president, he kind of was a little loopy a little bit.
Yeah.
He made his mistakes, but he became president now, and he's made his promises. And as far as I'm concerned, he's kept those promises. And,
Exactly.
I mean,
People are mad because he
maybe,
kept promises. That's why.
and maybe he hasn't completed the border wall yet.
He's working on
It's
it
not.
though.
Yeah, but they're all saying that he hasn't kept his promise about that. Well, it sure looks like he has to me.
Yeah, he's working on it.
Exactly.
I mean, okay, he said, I'm gonna, and people, if you are of Hispanic descent or anything like that, and you do not want to hear about this, exit the video now. We don't want to offend you. But he said, hey, if I get into office, he said, if I get into office, I'm gonna fix the illegal immigrant issue. And what did he do? He did it.
fixed it.
Yep.
And the first thing the liberals do is start blaming Trump for Holocaust Part 2.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
They did say that everywhere.
Accusing Trump of taking away babies.
Yep.
Their babies from their mothers.
Yeah, which he did not.
And Melania Trump goes over there to where these so-called concentration camps are, and Melania reports back that there's nothing of the sort going on.
Mm-hmm. And that wasn't in the news at all. Go figure.
Exactly. And well, CNN made it look like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's CNN. They're gonna do that.
Yeah.
But,
Isn't it Fox News that has the messy truth with Van Jones?
yes, I do believe so.
Oh man, that guy. He did a Q&A with people, and he's a Trump supporter. At least when I watched it last year, he was. I don't. The media probably they can influence you in a million ways. But he was, going what we're doing, everything that Donald Trump kept. Immigration, the border wall, which he's working on, and fixing employment. He's making jobs and stuff. He brought, what was that? There was a company in Indiana that wanted to go to Mexico, and he convinced them to stay, saving 150,000 jobs.
Yeah.
So how is he not helping? Just because, what was it, 2006 was it that he did the thing with the PS Stormy, I don't want to say her name to get, kicked off YouTube, but the non-clothed lady.
Yeah, and then Bill Clinton, when he was president, he was doing all this stuff to a bunch of women.
Yeah, and he got praised.
He didn't say a thing.
Yeah. It was on the news, but they didn't attack him from what I can remember.
Yeah, and then Trump lays eyes on one woman in any way, even if he's not being, sexual or anything like that. I don't know if that's the proper term to use, but
yeah, it's right. It's right.
And now all of a sudden he's getting attacked by everyone in the world.
Yeah, and the funny thing is okay, you have these guys and girls attacking him because he slept. There we go. He slept with a woman, and yet I've seen some of these. Like, I've had exes post about how disgusting it is, and I'm like, wait. When we were dating, you told me that you slept with like 6 or 7 guys before we ever started dating. Yet he sleeps with one woman, and whether it's right or not.
All over the news.
Yeah, exactly. And I see guys saying it too, saying, oh, well, he slept with a woman 10 years ago. And then these are the guys that have slept with like 8 or 12 or 13 or 14 women. So I'm like, you're going to bash him for sleeping with one lady, and yet here you are going out every week at the clubs and sleeping with stranger after stranger after stranger.
Yeah, people, you don't know what they're going to do to you. You don't know anything. Yeah, to me, that's hypocrisy at its finest.
Yeah, exactly, and the Bible warns about hypocrisy. Yep,
but everything the liberals do is against, everything I see at least is against the Bible that I've seen.
Yeah, I agree.
And anyone who's a liberal should probably leave the...
We have these people that
I respect their opinion.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm not
Freedom
gonna
of
go
thought.
out.
I'm the
I'm
same
not gonna
way.
go out. I'm not gonna go out and attack them or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person.
Exactly.
I respect their opinions, but come on,
I just,
just cut the man some slack and
yeah.
let him do his job.
Yeah, I remember you posted that on Facebook. I
Mhm.
remember. You said let the man do his
Yeah,
job, and I'm like
that
Semper
was actually one of the
Fidelis.
latest bashes. I mean, now the liberals are bashing him for, they're blaming him for causing that hurricane.
Oh yeah, Donald Trump caused the hurricane. I remember that too.
I saw something where Jennifer Lawrence, like Mother Nature, caused a hurricane because she hated Donald Trump. Like, really?
What is it? Meryl Streep, Jennifer Lawrence, and who's the other one? There's another lady that hate. I think almost every female celebrity hates Donald Trump,
Katy Perry does.
and she's dumb as a box of rocks.
I never really got Taylor Swift's view on Trump.
It's hard to tell with her because she doesn't really talk about it.
I think I like that about Taylor Swift. You know, she don't want to hurt her fans.
Yeah,
You know,
that
I like that.
And how many fans has Katy Perry and Jennifer Lawrence lost because they said they didn't like Donald Trump? Probably millions.
Exactly. I used to admire Katy Perry. I still do admire some of her songs. I never was a diehard fan or anything, but I mean, I haven't heard anything from her about politics since Hillary lost the election.
People, you know that when Hillary lost, there were like 2 or 3 people that got shot and killed because they're murdering, and this is my opinion, and based on the emails that were leaked, the murdering, lying,
The
swindling.
liberals are covering up.
Yeah, exactly. And she sold weapons to Iraq.
Yep, and I believe her to be. If anyone doesn't like this opinion, please leave again. I don't want to offend you, but yeah, I do believe that she is part of the reason those men died in Benghazi.
Yep. I heard that too, man.
Which was ironically on September 11th, the anniversary of 9/11. It just her and Obama probably are the 2 top choices for causing Benghazi.
Yep. I agree. When you have people on your personal phone and email begging for help, and it says read, like it said all of her emails were read, and you just open them and you do not respond, their death is not only on the people killing them, but on you.
Yeah.
Because you did not act.
None of this would have happened if Hillary and Obama would maybe send over reinforcements or weapons.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Instead, they're giving weapons to their enemy.
Exactly.
And that's been proven. That has been proven via the emails that they sold weapons to the enemy that was shooting them.
And President Franklin Delano Roosevelt was a diehard liberal, and you didn't see him doing any of this stuff. I can promise you that.
Exactly. It's the ones today that are ruining everything for everyone.
Exactly. I mean, even my favorite singer of all time, Johnny Cash. He was a Democrat, and I never saw him go out against any president at all.
Exactly. He kept it to himself, and that's why he kept his fans.
Exactly. And it's just it's a lot to take in.
It is.
The world's insane.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's why it's so difficult for people. If you've seen in the surveys, they're saying that marriage rates are down, divorce rates are up. It's because people today are so sensitive. I've talked in the past to girls who are like, oh, I really like you, and then they're like, well, what do you believe? What religion are you? And then you'll have
downhill from there.
Yeah, exactly. They bring up politics. What are you politically? What religion are you? What do you believe about this? And if you just disagree with them on one thing, you can agree on a million different things. One thing, and they're like, oh, and you get that response, O or just K, and it's like it doesn't matter how long you've talked to them for years or months or weeks. They just stop replying after that.
Yeah, and my mother, or my grandmother, I call her my mother. It's a story, but well, she always told me if I ever find a woman, at least find someone who at least somewhat has your same views.
Yeah.
Same religion, same politics, or else it's gonna be downhill.
Yeah.
Really fast. Like, I'm not necessarily a Republican nor a Democrat.
Yeah.
I just
So you're like an independent.
I will call myself conservative.
Okay.
Um, but I am not Republican nor Democrat. But my mother always said if I find someone, it would probably be best that she be Republican.
Yeah.
Well, conservative Republican, not liberal Republican.
Yeah. We don't want liberals.
Yeah.
They're just. If you're a, yeah, just if you don't agree with that, end the video now. We're almost done, but we're getting into very, very, very important topics, like really important topics. And we're going through New York, which is a big, war zone between conservatives and liberals and everything. New York is like besides Washington, D.C., New York is like huge.
Yeah.
So it fits.
Perfect
It fits
place
the
for a
sport.
terrorist attack.
Yeah. It's sometimes this is my opinion, the citizens are worse than the actual terrorists.
Oh, exactly. Yeah,
Because
there's no doubt about that at all.
it's like the election when they had the debate between Hillary and Donald Trump, and you had the people outside on two different sides, and they're all shouting at each other, and then one of them pulled out a gun, another one pulled out a gun, and then 3 people died during a debate over.
Mm-hmm.
Is it worth risking your life over? Is it worth killing another person over just because they don't agree with your thoughts on who should be president, who shouldn't be president? I just. And then
Exactly.
there's like what is it? There's stores and restaurants now that say if you support Donald Trump, we don't want you in here.
Exactly. I've seen a lot of stories on Facebook now where someone walks in with a "Make America Great Again" hat and instantly gets, "I'm not serving you." Like,
Yep,
you're messed up, man.
it is. It's just like segregation where they had the separation of whites and blacks.
Okay, in my opinion here, if you don't like the country, why are you here?
Yeah.
That is my question to anyone who says that they don't agree with American patriotism or whatever it is they don't agree on.
Yeah.
If you don't like America, why are you here? Why don't you move? That's what needs to be asked.
Yeah, I get it.
They say they're gonna leave America, and then like a year later, they're still here.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
Oh my, you just did it again, man. Remember Amy Schumer and who else? There was a lot of them that said if Donald Trump wins, I'm leaving America.
And then like 2 years after he wins the election, they're still here.
Yep, they're still here, crapping in our toilets.
Miley Cyrus was among them. Said she was moving to Britain, which I believe she might have done. I don't know, but
I'm gonna look that up right now.
I heard she was moving to like Britain or somewhere if Donald Trump won the election.
Let's see. I'm gonna find out on Google if I can get to load. Where does Miley Cyrus live? Where does Miley Cyrus live? There we go.
Because honestly, I prefer Miley Cyrus to Hannah Montana. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like Hannah Montana, but she was a little less crazy than Hannah Montana, you know?
Yeah, she lives right now in Los Angeles, California, which is an double hockey stick hole of a place to live because you have it's New York and California all out war. You have the people, conservatives, liberals. You also have the right and left are really fighting there.
Yes.
She's living in California. She didn't keep her promise. So there we go.
Exactly. So if she didn't like America, then why is she still here?
It just I don't get it, man. I don't get. I mean, I know that they like the money.
Exactly.
That's what it really is.
It's also where Hollywood is, so I can kind of see that.
Yeah. They're just what's that called? It's not just blaspheming. It's a hypocrisy. You mentioned it earlier. They're being hypocrites. Yeah. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of petty because I will go onto one of these celebrities' Instagrams and be like, they'll still be posting on it about Donald Trump. Oh, I hate him. Blah blah. He, like you said, separating families and all. I can't forgive him for that. And I'm like, oh, Well,
Yeah, and
aren't we supposed to forgive you for not leaving America like you promised if you won? Because you're still here.
Exactly.
And then I get blocked.
Yeah.
I got blocked by
Yeah.
Constance Marie. I got blocked by Amy Schumer, and I did not know that Miley Cyrus promised that. So now I'm going to get blocked by her in an hour. I'm going to comment on her page now and get
There's
blocked.
only one celebrity on Instagram that I follow. His name's Jason Font. He played the, if you ever followed that Power Ranger stuff, he played the red Time Force Power Ranger.
Was that in the movie with Becky G?
No,
Okay.
it was in the TV show.
Oh, the TV show Power
Power
Rangers.
Kid.
Okay.
I don't know. 2001, I think the year was. He played the red Time Force Power Ranger, and he's the only celebrities that I see on Instagram that actually supports Donald Trump, or at least he follows Donald Trump's Instagram. So
I guess that's support. I hope he's not
Yeah.
secretly sending him like crappy messages.
I know, and then it kind of leads me to wonder because his best friend, who happens to be the pink Time Force Ranger, whatever her name is, Erin something, supports Obama. Because I've seen her post about Obama all the time. I don't know,
Yeah. Like, okay, Obama, he didn't do anything.
Of course.
Well, he did one thing that I can recall, and I'm not going to give him credit for Osama. I'm not giving him credit.
I'm not. He might claim credit. Yeah, he's already claimed credit for everything Trump's done already.
Yeah. I'm also like, okay, I'll be fair. People are going to say, well, you're racist. No. I don't give Bush credit for Saddam Hussein. I don't.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, Saddam Hussein was it hanged? Or, it doesn't matter. I think it's hanged. He was hanged on TV, supposedly. And I'm not going to say, oh, George Bush killed Saddam Hussein. No, he didn't. He didn't. I'm not going to say Obama killed Osama. Oh, my gosh, that's a mouthful. Obama killed Osama. I'm not giving him credit.
I don't think Obama deserves rightful responsibility for the one ordered Osama bin Laden's death. Cause
Yeah, Zero Dark 30. I don't give Obama
searching
credit for that.
I believe we started searching for him after 9/11.
Yep.
Like that was 2001. So and we didn't find him 10 years later.
Yeah, around there.
And yeah, Obama can't just take credit. I mean, I was during Bush's presidency, so I don't really know what to say. But
I don't give unless a president actually plays a role in someone's, what you'll call a terrorist, unless they actually like are there on the mission, or unless they drew up the mission plans, I don't give them credit for it. That goes for any, like, okay, George Washington was a part of the Revolutionary War. I give him full credit for that. He took part in it. He was a general.
One of our best presidents, too.
Yeah.
So.
And Abraham Lincoln took part in the Civil War.
And another subject here as I'm not changing the subject.
No worries. Go for it.
But yeah, and there's another thing. People are blaming Lincoln for the Civil War. I research history all the time. I have a whole bookshelf full of Civil War books here. I can't find any fault in Lincoln starting the Civil War. I mean, maybe his inauguration, winning the presidency, started the war inevitably, but I just can't put for the war. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
And you know what? People blaming him, I bet you anything they're SJWs. They do not listen to reason. They like to ruin everything.
Lincoln was a good president.
Yeah, he was. As far as I know, he was good.
He had his issues.
Everyone does.
Every president, even my favorite president, well, it used to be Lincoln, but now my favorite president, that title has to go to Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
Even Reagan had his issues.
Yep.
Reagan basically ended the Cold War, I guess you can call it that. But Lincoln wasn't perfect, no, but not by any means. But he fought towards a common goal. Ended the Civil War.
Yeah.
Well, Grant ended the Civil War, but
well, it's close enough.
But I just can't. And another subject. with the Confederate statues.
Oh man.
I, I mean, you either you like the South or you don't.
Uh,
You don't tear down monuments.
exactly.
Yeah,
Especially
there's
those
no
ones were
there.
made by the state, I believe.
Yeah, and there's no greater disrespect
Yeah.
to. I mean, they're Americans just like you and me,
Yep.
and people going down. They just recently tore down a Robert E. Lee statue.
Oh man. It's like,
Man,
okay, you don't. There are pictures of Hitler, of from the beginning of photography. We have pictures and statues everywhere of good and bad people. Well, that's an opinion who's good and bad, but like you know what I'm saying. It doesn't mean you
yep,
destroy them. You don't deface them,
you don't.
especially if it's paid for by the state.
And if I saw a statue of Hitler, I mean, every fiber of my being would want to destroy the
Yeah,
statue or the picture or whatever, but I wouldn't do it.
yeah,
I guess out of respect for the property.
yep. See, and that's what they don't understand, man. They just it's all hatred. It's all emotion. There's no
it's
thought going
it's a
on.
it's a dishonor to the people who fought for what they believed in. That opinion might not their opinions might not be right.
Yeah.
They might not be wrong.
Yep.
We don't know. Only God Himself knows the true answer.
Yep.
But you don't. There's no greater dishonor than tearing down the statues
Yeah.
like that. Because I had an ancestor who fought in the Civil War for the Confederacy. I had a Northern ancestor and a Confederate ancestor in Georgia. Who fought with Lee, I do believe. I don't know what he would think. I don't think he would think too kindly about this either.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get more American anymore than Robert E. Lee.
Mhm.
I mean, come on.
I get it, man. I get it. It's just this world. It's terrible.
Yeah.
At least in
Not getting.
America, it's just chaotic. You look on
Yeah.
the TV, you see the Women's March, you see the Confederates statues being torn down, you see people getting shot over different political and religious beliefs. It's a war zone, man.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not getting better either.
I know
Yeah,
it's not.
you know,
Unless
you
people.
know,
Sorry.
my opinion is that if we're not careful, this could be enough to spark up another civil war.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yep. I
If we're
agree.
not careful, because we weren't careful the first time, and we started a war that killed 620,000. That's the total count. North and South who died in the American Civil War. 620,000.
Yep.
And what's gonna happen if one starts this time?
Oh man. You know what? It makes me mad because if it did, you would see a whole bunch of people at the very beginning looting each other's houses, robbing banks, like because there's no one working in the banks, everyone's getting shot up. It makes me wonder psychologically. Like you see all these married couples and stuff, and they're happy. You see like the husband saying, "Well, my wife is a good person," and
Yep.
the wife saying, "My husband's a good person." But if there were no laws, would they still be a good person, or would they be out there stealing, murdering, raping? It makes you really think. Without laws, it would be like the ancient world where anything goes.
Yep, anything goes.
It's like the Purge. There we go. The Purge
Either
movies.
either way, people don't follow the law. You see someone speeding down the road and the speed limit's 40 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Damn. You see people going 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's gonna follow the law. Well, of course, my family has been known to follow the law. Well, not
Yeah.
everybody, but,
It's like you and I. If it was Old West, no law, you wouldn't see you and I going out raping girls because we have a
Yeah.
moral code. But you can't say that about everyone else. I'm pretty sure there are people I know for a fact there are people that I went to school with that I could just tell if there were no laws they would be out raping everyone.
Yep.
They have that. It's the bad kids in school.
Yeah, and when I was younger, I got bullied. And there were probably a lot of those people who are probably in jail right now.
Yep.
Yeah, or worse,
Yep.
dead.
I agree, man. There's a guy
Yeah.
that I used to go to school with who just shot up two was a married couple, and now he's in jail for a life. Yeah. His name was Michael. Oh, I can't say his last name, but it was Michael was his first name. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it. The second I met that guy, I knew he would be in jail someday for something just like that.
Yep.
So you can just tell, and you can't do anything about it. You can't say, oh,
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna kill someone. I feel like she's gonna kill someone, because they'll be like, you're crazy. Get back in class.
It makes me nervous.
Me too, man. I always walk out with my knives now.
I walk out with weapons too. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up honestly getting a gun permit soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me see what
I can't.
Let me see something. You're in Tennessee, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Nashville.
Do you? I'm gonna look something up.
Country Music Hall of Fame, or the country music capital of the world.
In Tennessee.
As a matter of fact, you know who Kenny Rogers is?
Yep, I know who he is.
His former guitar player lives right across the street from him.
Really?
Yep, good buddies with his son.
You know what? You should try and get an interview with him, and we'll put it on YouTube, and you'll make a crap ton of money, man.
I could try, yeah.
You should get just an interview. Ask him like random questions that people would actually like.
That Noah kid that I told you about that's been doing our
videos, yeah.
Yep. He is that son.
Oh man, interview the son and the father. Job and I will send you the money.
Oh, get this. His mother sings at the Grand Ole Opry.
Really?
Not even kidding.
Oh man, the Grand Ole Opry,
yep,
man. I love that stage.
Yep, and I actually got a backstage pass there one time. And I got to meet Lee Greenwood. And,
wow. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I don't like Hendersonville due to its traffic and busyness, but I gotta respect that there are some. It's awesome.
Wow. Well, we've been recording this for an hour and 7 minutes. It is 12:48 a.m. We have 12 minutes left. I don't want to cut us off. So everyone, welcome Collin to his first video on this History and Reviews channel. We'll try and get him for more. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you guys comment and tell us if we're a bunch of a-holes.
Maybe eventually in person.
Yes.
In person.
Exactly. Job and I were planning stuff, man.
Yeah, because due to the fact that my grandfather can't spend any more money, he's been spending money like crazy on some new repairs on the house. So,
yeah.
Yeah, we gotta figure something out, man.
We are. Job and I were planning. We're gonna get Crumb. We're gonna kill Crumb. We're trying to. We're trying to. Actually, I'm gonna hang on one second. I'm gonna just hit end stream, and then we can